success formula with me, Lucy Parsons. Welcome to today's show. Today we're going to be talking about Frankenstein exams, what they are, what the problem with them is, why students get disappointing grades in them, and how to help your child if they've fallen victim to a Frankenstein exam. But before we dive into all that, I just want to give you the heads up that next week on the Thursday, which is the 18th of November, we are holding a How to Revise A-Level Geography Masterclass. It will be at 7 p.m. in the evening, and more information and the chance to sign up will be available next week. So do make sure you're following my Facebook page, which is called Life More Extraordinary Academic Coaching, or you are on my mailing list. If you just come to my website, you can sign up on the homepage. That's at lifemoreextraordinary.com, and you'll get to know about the How to Revise A-Level Geography Masterclass. Okay, let's get on with today's show, which is called Frankenstein Exams, Why You Shouldn't Fall Apart Because of a Botched Exam Paper. So firstly, what is a Frankenstein exam? A Frankenstein exam is an exam paper that teachers have put together from various disparate sources. They do this when they need a fresh exam paper that students haven't seen before, but all the complete past exam papers are available on exam board websites for anyone, including their students, to see and practice on. So basically, they need something fresh and new that nobody's seen before, and that's quite a difficult thing to come across. Teachers put Frankenstein exams together by writing their own exam questions, taking questions from papers from other exam boards. So for example, if their school does AQA, they might look at the Edexcel version or the Edexcel past papers and take questions from those. And then looking at old AS papers. So AS exams were common up to a few years ago, when they took AS out as being kind of a step towards achieving A-levels. You can still access those papers. You can still do AS exams as well, but they're much less common than they used to be. So what's the problem with Frankenstein exam papers? Creating past papers in this way is relatively easy and problem-free for essay-based subjects like English and history. This is because you can take the generic mark scheme used by your exam board and mark any question about the text you're studying in English or the period of history you're studying using that mark scheme. So in case you don't know, a generic mark scheme is the set of criteria an examiner will use to decide what mark to give an answer. It focuses on skills such as how well a student has used subject-specific vocabulary, how well they've structured their answer, and whether they've demonstrated skills like analysis and evaluation. The generic mark scheme can be used for any question of this type and will often be used alongside a question-specific mark scheme that suggests the subject knowledge that examiners are looking for in the answer. So these generic mark schemes work fine for essay-based subjects like English and history. However, when it comes to subjects like biology, chemistry and physics, things get a little bit trickier. Although the content of these subjects is identical across the exam boards at A-level, so for example, A-level biology, the content will be the same no matter which exam board you take it through. Different exam boards have subtly different ways of allocating marks in the exams. So the big thing that differs between subjects at A-level is how the exams are written and how they are marked. And they may not be big differences if you're an outsider looking in, but actually when you're learning how to answer the questions for your exam board, it's very difficult to get that right if you're being confused by what another exam board is looking for. So science papers are also very carefully written and calibrated to cover the correct range of subject content and examine the right range of skills. They're skillfully written so that the cohort of candidates will get a normal distribution of marks. So most students getting marks somewhere in the middle, with smaller numbers getting higher and lower marks. So why do students get disappointing grades in Frankenstein exams? When teachers create an exam paper by bringing together questions they've written themselves with old AS questions and questions from other exam boards, the careful calibration of actual exam papers is lost, and students are marked against a subtly different set of criteria, which is not what they're used to from the past papers from their own exam board they've practiced on in their revision. This means that very talented students can get disappointing results when they sit Frankenstein exams as their mocks. We've seen a trend at Life More Extraordinary Academic Coaching of this happening amongst the Year 13 one-to-one academic coaching students that we work with over the last couple of years. Great students who are aiming for top grades get B's, C's or D's because the exam paper wasn't a good test of their knowledge and skills. We've also heard that it can really knock their teachers who don't really understand why their star pupils are getting disappointing results. The thing is, a science paper will have a careful balance between short answer questions and longer questions, questions that are designed to test knowledge and understanding, and questions that are designed to test application, analysis and evaluation. If too much emphasis is placed on the harder application, analysis and evaluation questions, students will find it more difficult to access the highest marks. So what do you do if your child has fallen victim to a Frankenstein exam? So if your child has worked really hard for a mock exam but still got a disappointing result, the first thing to understand is whether they've sat a Frankenstein paper. If they have, you probably don't have to look much further so long as they've been revising in the right ways. If your child has had this experience, show them this. Get them to listen to this podcast episode or show them the accompanying blog post, which you can find at lifemoreextraordinary.com/Frankenstein exams. And this will help them to understand what's happened to them. Give them a chance as well to be a bit grumpy and grieve a bit over what has happened. Then encourage them to get back to work and focus on getting a great grade on the kinds of papers that they're actually going to sit in their final exams. So you might feel that you need a little bit more help with this if this is something that's happened to you. And that is something that we can help with if you sign up for some one-to-one coaching with us or if you join the Extraordinaries Club. Recently, we've helped one-to-one clients identify that they've fallen victim to Frankenstein papers, talk to their teachers constructively about what's happened, and put it down to experience so that they can move on in a positive way. We also have masterclasses in the Extraordinaries Club on how to revise A-level chemistry, how to revise A-level biology, and how to revise A-level physics, that help students develop subject-specific revision techniques. These are all in the Extraordinaries Club, which all one-to-one academic coaching clients also have access to. So if you do feel like you would like some help with that kind of thing, you can visit the information page about academic coaching, which you can find at lifemoreextraordinary.com/study-skills-coaching, or you can come to the Extraordinaries Club, which you'll find at theextraordinariesclub.com. And the links for all those things are in today's show notes. I really hope this episode has helped you understand why your child might have got a lower than expected result in a mock exam. Do let us know if it's been helpful and if you'd like any more help with anything. But thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.